Little children aren't the only ones afraid of the dark. Millions of soldiers return from war zones with PTSD, anger, frustration, fear, and loneliness, much of which surfaces during the darkness of the night. You have the chance to change the lives of these American heroes. Songs and Stories for Soldiers.us provides free MP3 players for these men and women. With a list of 3 million songs in 16 different styles, 100,000 audiobooks, and 30,000 old-time radio programs, every veteran can find something to soothe and comfort them at no cost. All our players contain an 8-hour audio program designed to help veterans fall asleep. With 1,500 plus vets now participating, it's our goal to deliver 10,000 audio players this year. Go to our website at songsandstoriesforsoldiers.us. Help us help a veteran make it through the night.
The Alien Cosmic Expo will be held in Brantford, Ontario, June 26, 27, 28, and will feature 24 internationally acclaimed experts and researchers of UFOs, crop circles, alien abductions, and much more in this 3-day 2015 summer Canadian event. Experts in the field of extraterrestrials and alien encounters, out-of-body experiences, past life regression, soul reading, psychic, and mediumship will all be presented with professionalism, integrity, and credibility, making the Alien Cosmic Expo the largest event of its kind in Canada for 2015. The exhibitor hall will feature a spectacular lineup of gifted mediums, psychics, astrologers, channelers, aura photography, healers, as well as books, DVDs, alternative health products, crystals, jewelry, and much more, completing the venue with something for everyone. For all information and to purchase your tickets for the Alien Cosmic Expo, go to www.aliencosmicexpo.com. That's www.aliencosmicexpo.com. This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. It is hour 3 minutes past the hour of 10 p.m. in the eastern part of Canada, the United States. And I'll tell you something, this has been a great show for Thursday, May the 28th, in the year 2015. My guest this hour is MUFON author and UFO investigator, Marc ST-GERMAIN. And Marc, welcome to the X-Zone.
Thank you, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for joining us, Marc. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a former military, and after I got out, I work in construction, and because we're in Quebec, and in winter it's not easy to work in construction, so with the time, right, I was able to have my own company. So after Christmas, we just shut down the company till March. So I have plenty of time. And so I read and I did some research and on all kind of stuff. And before getting to ufology, I was mainly interested in anthropology, history of the humankind and stuff like that. But what I studied was a little bit outside the common path. And I realized that there was something to ancient myth that, in fact, there's a story there. So I studied a lot of mythology,
right?
And I did some comparison between different, from India, from South America, from Greece, Egyptian, Sumerian. And when I was looking at that, it opened my mind a little larger than before, because I saw they were talking about the same thing, that gods came here and planned some civilization here and there, and they fought and so and so. And I say, oh my God, it may be really, it's maybe true.
Yeah.
So, but I'm skeptical, but skeptical and more curious than skeptical. So I kept digging, digging about that topic, and one time I have so much information that I wrote the first book. It was about our secret history of the mankind, but when we take it from a mythological point of view, that may put us our civilization coming from different place than from trees, if you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So, and then I began to give some lecture about it in Quebec, and people were looking at me like if I was an extraterrestrial myself. Okay, what's wrong with you people? I thought I was too far, too far. So I said, okay, let's take a step back and say, let's just talk about alien and UFOs. So I did again some research. My first book took me 10 years to do it, and the other one, the Silence Keepers, took me 3 years. Yeah. So, but worth it. I'm very, very proud of it. I didn't try to, rewrite another UFO book.
Right. Yeah.
It's completely different from many others on the topic. What is different is, the majestic documents.
Yes.
They are, as you can see them as controversial documents. Even me, at the first time I saw those documents, many people said, "Oh, they're fake, they're fraud," and so and so. So every time I saw those documents, I didn't read them. And one time I've accidentally, felt on one and read it. Oh my God, that is something that I'm thinking is, the overall story looked like I was going to think about it. So it says, oh, maybe something to it. So I start to read great part of them. So maybe the cover-up is to say these documents are fraud, while they are authentic, they are genuine. So, I thought, if I were the CIA, what would I do? Because these documents are, now accessible to everybody. So I said, I will just say they are fraud. And I say, okay. So I print them, all of them. and put them in chronological order, and then other documents that were not Majestic document but are UFO related, so I print them also and put that in chronological order, and then start to read them, all of them, like a book. So I read them. And so I started the document that are date from close to 1940, 1942, till 1990. And there are also many Canadian documents from the Canadian government while they were studying UFOs in the 50s,
right,
with the Project Magnet, with Wilbur Smith.
Wilbur Smith, yes.
Yeah, and I went to, these documents were a little bit harder to grab your hand on, because they are in a kind of vault of the University of Ottawa, mm-hmm, and their special archives, Archerbury archives. But you can, anybody can go there and ask to see them and to read them, and even have some copy. And so I went to Ottawa and spent many days there with my wife while she was out, shopping and visiting Ottawa. So I stayed in this library to, study those documents and grab a copy of them. And with, all those many hours of studying, and then I have, a pretty good picture of the involvement of the Canadian government, the U.S. government, and the UFO matter since the 40s. And it's very, very interesting, because it's a complete different story than those government tell us, actually. What's more interesting is Poirier start to talk about it. Not because he was personally involved in, the cover-up, but he had people around him that
sure,
they knew.
Well, Paul Hellyer was the former Minister of Defense for Canada, and he was also the Deputy Prime Minister under Pierre Elliott Trudeau.
Mm-hmm.
So, this guy, in fact, he's on tomorrow night. So we're looking forward to speaking to Mr. Hellyer. But let me ask you something, Serge. I'm sorry, Mark. What do you think these UFOs are? Are they from other planets? And I guess the big question, why the conspiracy? Why the cover-up? Why the truth embargo?
Have you heard, I'm pretty sure you heard about Werner von Braun when he said Carol Rosen about the famous, how do you say that, that I'm French, and English is not my first language.
You're doing great. You're doing great, yeah. Mark.
Thank you. Werner von Braun said to Carol Rosen when he was working for NASA, mm-hmm, he said there's something going on, and they're going to weaponize or militarize the space, and we have to prevent that. We have to prevent that, because when they're going to accomplish that, we won't know who we are. We won't be able to know it, and so far he's right, because there's so much disinformation going on all medias, even on the internet or the mass media that everybody listening, like the normal TV, if you can say that it's like that. So he was right for that, but the thing is, the thing to know about it is who we are. So who we are, yes, we are human being, but human being are probably a little bit more than we think. And I have a theory about it. and it's DNA related. You know that there's only 3% of our genetic that is codon. How do you say codon? That is linked.
Right.
Can we say that?
That's
linked?
right. Yep.
So it's like there's 97% of our DNA that is doesn't serve for nothing. I don't think that's a natural mistake. I think there's something else to it. And in the ancient scriptures, the Popol Vuh, the Mayan Bible, somebody like to call it like that, they said when the first people of our civilization were created by the gods asked them, "What do you see? What do you know?" And they knew everything, and they see through everything. So they say, "Oh no, that's not good. They're too smart. So why don't we just make them so they just see around them, so they can they would be able to serve us as God, you know?" So the myth, the Mayan myth said, then the God just create the humans just because they don't want them to be in competition with the gods, so they made them less. They don't see far, and they don't know everything, so they just see around them, and they don't know everything, so they could continue to serve God. And in the Sumerian mythology, it's a little bit like that. So my theory is it's different than Zacharias Sitchin, who said that us people, the extraterrestrial or whatever, whoever they were, they mix our, they took Homo erectus and then upgrade them to Homo sapiens. I don't think so. I think
the missing link.
I don't think so. I think that there were some humans that on Earth that were endemic to this planet, and they had 100% DNA, you know. So with that, they knew everything, and they were omniscient. We say that, you know, they were connected to everything with that. But I think the change they've done to us is that it's not to upgrade it, it's to downgrade us.
Right.
So we can be more servile or
servile.
Yeah.
Is it possible then, Mark, that the gods that we've learned about in history were actually extraterrestrials?
Definitively. Pretty sure of that. All the ancient myth talks about the gods that were coming from the sky, and with they were flying on, you know, luminous big thing, and you know, this like the way they were describing it, it's like you know, aircraft, spaceship, and even in the Hindu mythology, you have they even give name to those ships. They were Vimanas, and those ships there were some that, you know, were just flying around Earth. Other one were to fly within our planetary system, and so and so. So they even knew about the atomic bomb 100 years before it happens in 45. So I'm pretty sure even there was some ancient advanced civilization before us that had advanced technology, and more advanced that we have now, because I did also some archaeological research, and what we know actually about our history is not even close to what it was really. And I did some geological research, and I asked to do a master degree in a geo-archaeological project, and it was refused because it says, no, we don't want to, chase ancient civilization. They were, uneasy with that. So they said, no, you can't do a master degree in research for ancient civilization under the ocean. So, I was not going to, beat them for that.
No, I understand that. That's good. Let me ask you, as the regional director of MUFON in Quebec, you're also a certified field investigator. How, are there many UFO reports that come to you from Quebec?
Oh, yes. Every week.
Really?
And sometimes every day, but the close encounter, they're more scarce, but the usual that we have heard of is, flybys,
right?
Light far away, but they're not satellites, they're not the International Space Station, they're not the asteroids, they're UFO bar, but too far away to, identify them. But I have some interesting close encounter, like people that were seeing a huge black triangle just in front of their house, and I had to investigate one of them in the Higher Laurentian near Mont-Tremblant, and there were two witnesses, and the woman was shocked because for her this whole UFO and extraterrestrial thing didn't exist. But when she saw the 300 feet wide black triangle pass just in front of her house, she got something. And so I like to continue to do some investigation, because I can see in real time what's happening actually. So I'm investigator for the Quebec UFO Association, and also for MUFON. And within the MUFON organization, I can see cases coming from all over Canada, and even from all over United States. So we see pretty much activity everywhere, not just in Quebec. In Quebec, probably because it's not as populated area as New York or Eastern United States, but there are lots of sighting also.
Where, based on the information that is supplied to MUFON, where is the hotspot of UFO activity in Canada?
Yeah, I don't think there's a hotspot.
No way.
It looks like they're everywhere. It's even that there's many statistics about that, and it's UFO sightings. It's related to human, and it's very hard to do some generalization, some statistic out of that,
right?
Because we have UFO sightings at night, because people go out to smoke a cigarette. So when you start to read the report, okay, I was going out and to smoke a cigarette, and I was looking up, and then I saw so and so. So and it's not everybody that will report a UFO. Many people doesn't know that there's a UFO association where you can contact if you see one, because nobody talks about it. It's very rare. Here in Mont-Tremblant, I used to write some articles,
yes.
and they publish them. So people know that I'm there. If they see UFO, contact me. But it's not everywhere that you have ufologists that they're open to take a report of everybody and to announce itself, because you don't. Here in Quebec, you don't live out of ufology. You have to have a full-time job,
sure.
So, and because of the or I always say that because of the way the people think about UFO, it's a little bit you're weird because you're interested in UFO. You're not a psycho, but not far from it.
Yeah.
So, and you have to be in a mood that you don't care about what people think about you, and you say you do that because lots of people need to talk about it. If I go back to that, big triangle case,
yeah.
The woman was traumatized. Really, she lose her hair and stuff like that. She was traumatized. She really need to talk about it. And she said, "Where I'm gonna go to talk about it? They will, lock me up and
sure.
give me some good pills because you're crazy. Those things doesn't exist." So sometimes, as ufologists, you have to give a little psychological support for these people, because they got nowhere else to go to ask for help about it.
And that is so true. That is so true. People need to open up. They need to talk. It's no good if they keep that information bottled up inside. It's not good for
lots
them.
of people. And 2 weeks ago, we've done little conference south of Mont-Tremblant.
Right.
And it was organized by an abductee, and she was abducted in 1976 or something like that. And it's a pretty known case in Quebec. And she decided to organize an event where people, that were involved in UFO sightings or abduction or things like that, will be able to talk. So it was pretty nice tour to do that. So she asked me, "Do you want to be the, how do you say that, animator? Is that a good
the MC, the Master of Ceremonies?"
Yes,
yeah,
that's it. Thank you. So I said yes. Why not?
Sure.
And usually when I give a conference, it's me who talks to. For 2 or 3 hours, but now I was just opening it and then leading the witnesses. It was different, but it was very something, because during 3 hours, the people that were talking there were people that had some serious sightings. We start with an encounter of the first kind.
Right.
Second kind, third kind, fourth kind, and even the fifth kind, And we had a very nice surprise. Was I don't know if you have heard of the case in Zimbabwe, Africa, where the kids got an encounter with the little greys.
Yes.
And they talked to them in their heads, and John Mack got there to investigate the case, but this case, go back 20 years, and there was one of the main witnesses from there that were it happened to be here. Was Luigi Vanditelli, another MUFON investigator that, is investigating another big case in Saint Adolphe. And so we invited him to talk about this case. And he happened to, I don't know how he did that, but, she was with him and she talked about the case, and people wouldn't believe it. It's the case from Zimbabwe,
Right.
The girl, she's 20-something now, and she talked about it, and it was very something. And in ufology, it's always full of surprise, and that was really interesting. So I hope it will be something like that in the Alien Cosmic Expo in Brentford. I'm pretty sure it will be like that also.
All right, please stand by. Mark, you and I have to take a short break. We'll be back shortly. Exo Nation, my guest this hour is Marc Saint-Germain. He is a MUFON author and UFO investigator. He is also the regional director of MUFON. And you know what? He lives in Mont-Tremblant, one of the most beautiful parts of the Quebec Laurentians, and the skiing up there is just out of this world. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with Mark as we continue talking about UFOs, alien abductions, and much more. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone, and you're listening to us worldwide on the Starcom Radio Network. Don't go away. Unwilling to be the government's deadly assassin, gifted psychic Kahara Mitchell went AWOL and ended up buried under rubble in the wake of a great tsunami. She regained consciousness far from Earth on the medical ship of a Daguerreonian intergalactic fleet. Has she been rescued or abducted by aliens? The Chalice of Carrie, Kahira O'Donnell's latest paranormal science fiction romance, is the passionate story of an Earth woman and her destined mates, twin kings from another galaxy. Kahara uses her gifts fighting alongside Lords Rom and Ra in a war that will determine the destiny of galaxies. The Chalice of Carrie by Kahira O'Donnell is now available at KahiraO'Donnell.com or at Amazon.com.
Nita Hickok is an expert in exorcisms, psychic warfare, soul healing, angelology, soul retrieval, demonology, energy healing, long-distance healing, astral healing, and much more. Nita is an interfaith minister because she believes all gods and goddesses are valid and that they are part of one divine force that is incomprehensible to us who are incarnated upon this earth. Nita has been doing astral healing, distant healing, spirit release, exorcism, house cleansing and blessings, soul restoring and revival, psychic vampire removal and curse removal, and much more for over 40 years. For more information or to contact Nita Hickok, visit her website at www.astralhealer.com. That's www.astralhealer.com.
Little children aren't the only ones afraid of the dark. Millions of soldiers return from war zones with PTSD, anger, frustration, fear, and loneliness, much of which surfaces during the darkness of the night. You have the chance to change the lives of these American heroes. Songs and Stories for Soldiers.us provides free MP3 players for these men and women. With a list of 3 million songs in 16 different styles, 100,000 audiobooks, and 30,000 old-time radio programs, every veteran can find something to soothe and comfort them at no cost. All our players contain an 8-hour audio program designed to help veterans fall asleep. With 1,500 plus vets now participating, it's our goal to deliver 10,000 audio players this year. Go to our website at songsandstoriesforsoldiers.us. Help us help a veteran make it through the night.
I'm Rob McConnell, and welcome to the X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Today on the X Zone, the Celtic after death. Many ancient European cultures believed that the human souls could transmigrate into animals, birds, and plants as well as into other men and women. Celtic peoples held that the immortal soul passed from body to body for all eternity. Irish warriors had no fear of death, for they knew that if they were struck down in battle, it was only the end of one of their many lives. The Celts were so sure of living again that they would even lend money on the promise of assured repayment in a future life.
My name is Michael Telstar, Canada's leading mentalist from Toronto, Ontario.
Hi, my name is Splenda, and you're listening to my dad, Rob McConnell, on the X-Zone.
This is Psychic Dorothy from St. Catharines, and you're listening to Rob McConnell.
Hello, my name is Holly Reeves, an astrologer from Astro For You, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X-Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Welcome to The X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back to the X-Zone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you live and around the world on the Starcom Radio Network. If you'd like to give us a call, 1-800-610-7035 is our toll-free number. My email is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV, and you can listen to the X-Zone 724-365 at www.xzoneradiotv.com. Don't forget, the Ed Till Show, Monday through Friday, from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And then the Real Music Weekend, right here on the Starcom Radio Network. And yes, the X-Zone, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. My guest this hour is Marc Saint-Germain, and he is a MUFON certified field investigator, UFO researcher, writer, and lecturer. He lives in the beautiful Laurentians of Quebec, in the beautiful little town of Mont-Tremblant. And if you'd like more information on Marc, visit his website, marcsaintgermain.com. And I'm going to spell it for our English audience. www.marcstgermain.com. And that's marcstgermain.com. Marc, in your opinion, as a UFO investigator, what is the most important case in ufology?
Oh boy. The most important case of ufology.
Yeah. The smoking, the one that people look at when they try to say UFOs are real. Let me tell you about this case. Bang. Which case would that be in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's the Roswell crash. Because I've studied so much, I studied so much, and there's so much things that were said about it, and those things were not all, right, because of the cover-up and the disinformation going on. And I think that's that particular case that got me right into ufology, because I want to know about it. I want to know what really happened there. Was there really a saucer, or were there, some extraterrestrial bodies recovered? Even one that was supposedly alive. So I tried hard to know about it, and that's what leads me to the CIA, the creation of the CIA and National Security Council, and then some years later to and the NSA, and all those agencies were involved in the UFO matter. And when first I talk to people that don't know nothing about it, they're surprised, and more than surprised, they don't believe me. So it make me understand that it's a kind of big psychological warfare, and they were name it like that. It's they create psychological board, strategy board.
Yes.
In 1951 with Gordon Gray, but it was started a little bit before that, and all of that was created just to make people believe in something else that they want to. They don't want them. They don't want us to know what really was going on, because it's like they were in a secret war with some other race from other planets. So it may seems very how do you say inquiété? You may being worried about it very much, because we're being at war with some other race that you don't know nothing about it. It's it's kind of worrying, but I think they handled that very well, and even without anyone's knowledge, and that's why here in 2015, when we talk about that, it says you're nuts, you're crazy. That nothing in those things are real, and even books are written today to say that no, Roswell didn't happen. It was some Russian ships with some crippled kids, and what's that? It's even a funnier story than the real one. So what people are going to believe? What are they going to believe in? So you have to do a lot of research, and in the problem ufology is the problem that doesn't pay much. It doesn't pay at all. So if you want to know something, you have to invest your time and money in research and readings, and so you have to be more than passionate. You have to be obsessed about it. So I can say that I'm really obsessed about knowing the truth about it. That's the reason why I wrote the book, because I have so much information after all the research I've done. So I decided to share this information, and it was structured in a way that was going to be easy to understand, because it's a little bit complicated when you get in that topic for the first time.
Right.
Lots of people that don't know nothing about it just go on the internet and type UFOs and say, "Oh my God, there are so many things. How can we know what's real, what's
exactly,
fake?"
Exactly.
So I said you have to spend a lot of time, and more than that, you have to dedicate your life to it if you really want to. And I think it's important, because it's important if it's true. That means that first of all, we're not alone, and what do they want, and what happened? Are they evil? Are they benevolent, or what are they?
Well, what do you think they are? Are they evil? Do they pose a danger to humanity?
It's like humanity. There's many kinds of people, good and bad, and some other that don't care about anything, so you don't have to worry about them. And Wilbur Smith, while he was doing his Project Magnet,
yes.
First thing you want to know is what they want. Well, what do they want from us? What are they good or bad? So he did a little research, and then I think in 52 or so he wrote something. He said, "Oh yes, there are many different types, and some work for our evolution. Some see us as brother." And they want us to get into, a greater structure of, in a cosmic way, the kind of. And others are there just to accomplish a plan. And some other are there, but, they do their thing and don't care about us. They're here just to take some resources that we don't even know about it, because they're just, they come and go, and that's it. So there are all kinds of different ones, and what I think happened in the 50s and the 60s is it's my personal theory,
right?
And it's that there were in fact good ones, that they want us to take a good path for our advancement, and they even reach some of the higher ups in the government all over the planet. And the problem is these government, they already had some kind of pact with other nations.
Yes.
But it was it's like an illegal pact, so they don't want to talk about that overtly. So that's what it's so covertly, because it's kind of, it looks like, there are laws and rules on the planet, but there's also kind of them in the greater structure, and the higher ups who knows about the alien presence, and that we're not alone, and that lots of many different species that are moving around us, they know probably about those laws, and so that probably that's why they're they act covertly, and lots of people are often asking me, "You're not afraid, because it's like you're challenging the government." It's not the elect government. This one, I think it's more puppet than the real one. There's another one above it, and why I'm not afraid, because I'm not the one who's doing an illegal thing. They are the thing that they're doing. It's like enslaving our civilization. It's that's illegal from a larger law point of view.
So Sadosh, when I'm sorry, I keep calling you Sadosh, and I apologize. Mark, when you're going to be at the Alien Cosmic Expo, what are you going to be talking about?
I'm going to talk on Saturday at 11:30. The first lecture is going to be a historical ufology of the Second World War, from the Battle of Los Angeles to Operation Paperclip.
Right.
So the title says everything. It's pretty obvious. And on Sunday, it's going to be the UFO cover-up and the global psychological warfare. It's based on the information that I have in my book, but I do that on a PowerPoint and with slides, so people with like to see. So it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be the first time that my book will be available in English. So I'm working hard right now. about the translation. I'm not translated it myself, but I'm having people working on it right now. And it's going to be ready, I hope, for the end of June, for the Alien Cosmic Expo.
We're looking forward to meeting you and to learning more about what's going on in Quebec, because, you know, you don't hear very many, well, in the mainstream media, you don't hear a lot about UFOs in Canada. Why do you think that is?
Like I said, it's a low populated area. If you compare that to United States and Eastern United States, like New York, Philadelphia, and big cities like that. Mm-hmm. And probably because people are not aware that they can, they have places to call if they see one, because the UFO reported probably that it's like I don't know, 10% of what actually real people see UFOs. You know, those that are reported.
Yes.
The UFOs that are reported, it's probably only 10%. Because, well, there's many reasons. I even met people that tell me about their sighting, but they've never reported, you know. So why didn't you report it? Because I didn't know, or, you know, there's many reasons. So lots of people see things, but they don't report it. Sometimes that's because they don't want people think they're crazy, so they keep that for themselves. And the best way to reach to these people is by, like we're doing, actually giving a conference, lecture, and stuff like that, so people get interested. And many people that are attending to those events, it's the quasi majority. Mm-hmm. You know, 2 weeks ago, I asked people that came to the conference, how many people here saw UFO or were involved in something related, UFO related. Almost everybody raised their hands. So, you know, wow. Lots of people were, you know, but not all of them have reported them.
Do you think that more and more people are coming out and talking about their cases, whether it's a UFO sighting, a UFO close encounter, or even an alien abduction? Do you find they're coming out more and more and more?
Yes, I think so. Because of the internet,
mm-hmm.
these people see that they're not alone living these things. So yes, there's an opening. People are more inclined to tell their story and their experience for some. So those events are, you know, good place for that.
Tell me, Mark, how many MUFON investigators are there to cover the entire province of Quebec?
Oh, there's not a lot. Just for MUFON, I think less than 10. But if we take other association,
mm-hmm.
It can be more than, it's less than 100, but more than 50. It's between 50 and 100, but for the whole Quebec. But all the UFO association together, the Quebec one.
Do all the different UFO associations in Quebec share the information?
You mean between
between the different? Yes, you know, like in the police force in Quebec, there all the police forces.
You mean like a network?
Yeah, like the CRPQ in Quebec, the Centre de Renseignement Policier du Québec, that all Quebec police officers have access to this database. which in turn is also hooked up with CPIC in Ottawa. So the information on crime is shared between, let's say, the Boucherville Police Department, Communauté Urbaine de Montréal, Sûreté Quebec, and all the other police forces. Is this the way the UFO community exchanges information, or is it very compartmentalized?
It's a little both of that. It's not a linked network that you can go and see with your computer other association sightings and stuff. Mm-hmm. But you can call them and you can ask them, and they're often their main case, they put that on their website, right. So you can access them by their website. But there's no network for say.
If anyone listening tonight in Quebec would like to file a UFO report in Quebec, what is the best website for them to go to?
Depends. If they're English-speaking person, I will recommend the MUFON. Mm-hmm. It's MUFON Canada because MUFON Canada is for all Canadian province. And if they're French-speaking, you can also join MUFON or the Association Québécoise d'Ufologie. They got their website, and with the Association Québécoise d'Ufologie, it's the Quebec UFO Association. They are a section director, mm-hmm. So if like you're South Shore of Montreal, there's one there, or because it's a large area of Quebec. So I have one of the directors just before I called you, mm-hmm. Of the Quebec UFO Association asked me to investigate a UFO triangle in the South Shore of Montreal. I said, pretty too far for me.
Sure, you're way up in the Laurentians.
Yeah, please ask somebody there because they like me when I do that because I take the investigation very seriously, and even sometimes I bring a camera and I film
right.
the witness, and I do a little YouTube video with image on them, mm-hmm. But right now it's too far. When it's in my area, it's correct. But when it's too far, I can't be everywhere.
Hey, listen, Mark, the time for us to say so long has come up. This has been a great hour. I want to thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. It's been a great pleasure for you to share the information with us. I look forward to meeting you in person at Brantford at the Alien Cosmic Expo, June the 26th, 27th, and 28th. Exonation, if you'd like more information on Marc Saint-Germain, his website is marcsaintgermain.com. And for all the information pertaining to the Alien Cosmic Expo, www.aliencosmicexpo.com. Well, that's it for tonight, Exonation. I'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here on the Starcom Radio Network as once again we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X-Zone. So until tomorrow night, always remember to keep your eyes to the sky and your heart to the light. Good night, everyone.
To be able to read other people's minds? Well, the next best thing is here. When you know how to read a person's name, you know how the person thinks, feels, and behaves. Each letter in our name holds a key to unlock our true essence. Our name contains both our gifts and challenges in this lifetime. Mnemology science discovers personality secrets hidden in the placement of the letters of our names, including the first and last impression people remember about us. Sharon shows us how to interpret the arrangement of letters as outlined in her book, Know the Name, Know the Person. Sharon Lynn Wyeth created mnemology science after 18 years of research and testing her theories, and has supported thousands of people around the world in understanding themselves and others better. You'll enjoy Sharon's unique teachings as she shares her system to learn the gifts behind your given birth name. Even if you don't like your birth name, there are jewels in this book. If you're thinking of changing your name, ready to name your child, or wanting to get along better with others, this is the book for you. If you'd like to improve your relationships and change your life for the better, get the book today, Know the Name, Know the Person, or visit www.knowthename.com. That's www.knowthename.com.